Hello dear children, how are you all? Okay, so now we are starting a wonderful chapter, a very interesting chapter in our course book, and that chapter is Fire in a Hotel. That is chapter number 5 in your book, which is on page number 55. Right? So dear children, it's a very interesting chapter, and now let's start the reading part. In this story, a dog saves his master's life by warning him of terrible danger. Find out how the master also saves his dog's life. Fine. Okay, so John F. Brown's troubles began as soon as he walked into the Garden Hotel with his friend Chum. Okay, so in this story, as you can see in the picture, the person who is wearing the black glasses, this person is John F. Brown, and this dog's name is Chum. And where are they? They are in a hotel. Right. Now, what happened when they were in the hotel? It is written that the trouble began as soon as he walked into the Garden Hotel with his friend Chum. So the name of the hotel is Garden Hotel. Right. Together they went to the reception desk. Now, at some point or the other, we must have visited the hotels when we move out of the town. So the reception area is there. Alright. John said, "Good evening. My name's John Brown. I have booked a room here. Can I have my keys, please?" Okay. So John F. Brown, as soon as he went into the hotel, he asked for the keys from the reception area. Right. The clerk said, "You are welcome to stay, sir, but we don't allow pets in this hotel." Fine. This is a rule in many hotels that they don't allow the pet animals because, okay, the pet animals, the master is okay with that pet animal, but the other guests, they are not okay. So there is a rule, there was a rule in this Garden Hotel that they don't allow the pets to stay in this hotel. "Pet?" exclaimed John. "Chum isn't a pet. I'm blind and he's my eyes. He takes me everywhere, don't you, Chum?" So now we came to know that John F. Brown is blind. He is a blind person and he never considers Chum as his pet because Chum helps him to go from one place to another place. Right? And John says that Chum is his eyes. Chum barked. It sounded like yes. So when John asked him, "Don't you, Chum?" So Chum barked. So it sounded like he was saying yes to his question. "I'm sorry, sir," the clerk repeated, "but the hotel rules say." John interrupted. "Please call the manager." What do you mean by interrupted? Interrupted means to speak if the other person is still speaking and you speak in between. That is called interruption. Okay. So as soon as the clerk repeated that the hotel rule says, John interrupted and said, "Please call the manager." The manager came. He agreed at once that John and Chum could both be guests. So when John told the manager about his condition, so manager said, okay, he agreed that John and Chum could both be the guests. He led them personally to their room. So it was for the courtesy's sake. The manager led them personally to their room means he escorted them from the reception area to their room. He went along with them and he left them to their room. He described the room to John and left. Why did he describe the room to John? Because John was blind. He could not see. So the manager described the room to John, like here is the bed, here is the washroom, here is the restroom, here is the desk, table, or whatever things that were available in the room. The manager described that particular thing, those things to John, and then he left. The next day, there was a lot of excitement at the hotel. A reporter from a local newspaper came to interview John Brown. This is what John told him. Oh my God. So what must have happened? That there was a lot of excitement and a reporter was there to interview John Brown. So what must have happened? Let's find out. I was tired and went to sleep. Chum woke me up. I smelled smoke. A fire! Just then the fire alarm went off. I felt the door of my room. It was hot, so I couldn't open it. The fire must be outside, I thought. Okay, now we could imagine that what must have happened the previous day. Uh, there was a fire. Okay, and John said, when the reporter was interviewing John, so John said that I was tired and I went to sleep. I was tired and I went to sleep, and Chum woke me up. Who woke John up? Chum. I smelled smoke, a fire, and the fire alarm which was there, it went off. I felt the door of my room, it was hot. The fire was outside. I wet some towels and put them along the bottom of the door. I felt my way to the window and opened it. But because I can't see, I could not climb out. Now what happened? What did John do when he smelled smoke? He wet some of the towels, okay, and he put them at the bottom of the door so that the smoke does not come inside. Okay, the fire, like it was his way of preventing the things, right? So he said that I wet some towels and put them along the bottom of the door. I felt my way to the window and opened it. Now because the manager described John the room, so somehow he managed to move to the window area and he opened that window. But what happened? Because he was blind, he could not see, he could not climb out of that window. He could not climb out of that window. I tried the phone, it was dead. Yes, because in emergency, when the fire is there, something wrong happened and the phone, the telephone that was there, it was dead, it was not working. Dead means it was not working. A little smoke was getting past the towels. So even when John wet the towels and put them along the bottom of the door, even after that, the little smoke was coming inside. I started coughing like this. Because when the smoke is there, it is not very easy to breathe. Okay, so few people, they start coughing. I lay on the floor with Chum beside me and waited. So he laid down on the floor and Chum was there besides him. The minutes seemed like hours. Yes, of course. What is the meaning of this line, the minutes seemed like hours? Beta, when you face any problem, when you are in a problem or when you are facing some problem, even few minutes, you'll feel like so much time has passed and we are in this trouble from such a long time. The minutes seemed like hours. Okay. Then I heard the sound of fire engines. It was music to my ears. Now what happened? That when the little smoke was coming, getting past the doors, John started coughing and he laid down on the floor and Chum was beside him. And he was feeling that it's a long time now. For him, the time was not running by in minutes, it was running by in hours. The minutes seemed like hours. Just then, he heard the sound of the fire engines. Okay, it was music to my ears means, of course, when somebody is caught in the fire and if the fire engine sound is there, the ton 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 sound is there, it was music to my ears means that's what you are looking for. You felt very nice. John felt very nice when he heard the sound of the fire engines. He felt very nice that he got the hope that now he'll be safe because the fire engine is there and now they'll turn off the fire, they'll help in extinguishing the fire and then he'll move out safely, right? So it was music to my ears means he was happy to listen to those sounds. I rushed back to the window, waved and shouted. Chum barked. Moments later, I heard a voice. Okay, now what happened that as soon as the fire engine sound was there, John got up and he rushed to the window. He moved at a very fast speed towards the window and he waved and he shouted, help, help, right? And Chum also barked, so that the people could know that here someone is needing help. Sometime later, moments later means sometime later, I heard a voice. The firemen didn't want to take Chum. Oh my God, again the problem. It's against the rules, he said. But I explained about Chum. Seconds later, we were both safe on the ground. See how Chum saved John's life by waking him up, because he was tired, he was asleep, so he could not smell the smoke or he could not feel that some kind of danger is there. So Chum at that time, he woke him up and he barked. And right now, when the firemen said that it's against the rules to rescue the pets, again John explained him that he is a blind person and he explained how Chum is important to him, and like he sees some Chum as his eyes because he helps him to go everywhere. So even the fireman, he understood the situation, and in a few seconds they both was safe on the ground. So you saved Chum's life, the reporter said. Yes, and he saved mine, said John. Didn't you, Chum? Chum barked. Again it sounded like yes. So this is how both Chum and John, they saved each other's life, and safely they came out of the hotel. And the reporter, when the reporter asked him, so okay, you say, so you saved Chum's life. So John said that yes, he also saved mine, and then Chum barked, right? So I hope this story is wonderful, very exciting to know that what happened in the hotel and how did John save him, how did Chum help him, everything was explained. Fine. So beta, you are going to write down the new words in the English notebook very neatly. You are going to write it down, write down the new words in the English notebook very neatly. Every word should begin with small letter. Take care of it. The handwriting should be very neat, right? And now, one more thing which I want to tell you is that in the reading assessment, in the recitation assessment which is going to be conducted in the month of September, I have given you the poem What Became of Them, which is on page number 53 of your course. Right. Okay. So now I am going to tell you how you are going to recite this poem. Fine. He was a rat and she was a rat, and down in a hole they did dwell, and both were as black as witch's cat, and they loved one another well. He had a tail and she had a tail, both long and curling and fine, and each said, yours is the finest tail in the world excepting mine. He smelled the cheese and she smelled the cheese, and they both agreed it was good, and both remarked it would greatly add to the charms of their daily food. So he ventured out and she ventured out, and I saw them go with pain. But what happened to them, I never can tell, for they never came back again. Fine. So only 2 stanzas are required from your side. It will be conducted online, and how you are going to recite, I told you just now in this video only. So you can refer to this video and practice the recitation part. Fine. And the remaining information you will be intimated very soon. Okay. Do write the new words in a good handwriting. Fine. Take care. Bye-bye.